Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Marathon, and we're here with day 3. We're taken to the skies with Iron Man, Repulsor Blast. The story of Iron Man takes place in 2008. We have a young Tony Stark, son of Howard Stark, who you might remember from the first Avenger, who gave Captain America his iconic shield. But we're focusing on the next generation of Starks. Tony Stark, he makes weapons, and coming back from a weapons demonstration in, I guess, Afghanistan, he gets attacked by one of his own weapons, and he has shrapnel threatening to go inside his heart, so that he has to build an arc reactor to keep it at bay. But he's also captured by terrorists, so to get away from terrorists, he creates a suit of armor and escapes. And when he gets back to the States, he vows to never make weapons again. And this is how he does it, by making a suit of armor that has weapons. Yeah, this is an interesting movie. Back in 2008, all the Marvel properties were getting movies: Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man, you name it. So when I saw Iron Man was next on the list, I wasn't surprised in the least. Little did I know it was part of a bigger universe, but we don't find that out till the very end of the movie. But I was curious. I was just ready to see another superhero movie. I was 18 years old at the time, and I had no idea what kind of journey this movie would kick off in hindsight. And I really enjoyed the movie when I saw it back in theaters. And does it hold up? It holds up pretty well. Of course, not the misogyny of Tony Stark, but everything else is pretty solid. Tony Stark, he's an interesting character. I have a love-hate relationship with him. I love when he's doing the science stuff and creating new gadgets and equipment, but his personality is pretty trash, especially, in the Me Too movement. He wouldn't hold up very well. And I just don't think he cuts it to be a hero. I think he mostly becomes Iron Man out of guilt. He sees what his weapons are doing, finally, with his own eyes. And if it hadn't been for that, he would still be an a-hole, just making new missiles, new bombs, whatever. I think his father was more on the side of helping people with these inventions. And Tony Stark, to me, just comes across as a guy who wants to make a quick buck. But once he does start building his armor, that's when the movie gets good. It's basically a movie about someone building a really expensive fursuit, if you think about it. And it's just cool to see it come together. Is he a hypocrite for, shutting down his weapons and his weapons company and then making a weapon of his own? Yeah, kinda. But that's how he is. And people love him because he quips and makes jokes and stuff. He's okay. I'm not crazy about him, but he's alright. Pepper Potts, she's a great assistant. I wish they kept the relationship between her and Tony platonic, because I love when they quibble and fight, but I just don't like to see them as an item. Then you got Rhodey, Tony's best friend and sidekick. Unfortunately, I thought he had more screen time in this movie, but he's only in about like 6 scenes. And he's played by a really great actor, Terrence Howard. He has a line in the movie that says, "Next time, baby." But I'm sorry, Terrence. There will be no next time for you. Then you got the bad guy, played by Jeff Bridges, who's okay. Jeff Bridges is a great on-screen presence. And what he wants is basically a bigger, cooler, more expensive fursuit. He wants to be popular. And that's basically his only motivation. He's the one that tries to get Tony killed. And if he wasn't Jeff Bridges, I think he would have been kind of forgettable. As for the story, I enjoyed the story. That's what really brings me back to this movie and keeps me glued to the screen. I like him making suits and going to Iraq and fighting off those terrorists. That's a really great moment for the character. But once it gets to the big robot fight at the end of the movie, I kind of checked out. Just turns into Rock'em Sock'em robots, and I'm like, okay. Also, Coulson has a small role in this movie. He returns from Captain Marvel to I guess, scout new superheroes for Nick Fury. The post-credit scene in this movie, I didn't know what it was. I just knew there was a post-credit scene when I first saw it, and then you finally see it, and Nick Fury's there, and he mentions the Avengers initiative, and the whole theater went nuts. We were just like, what? Is this actually happening? Like, no way. Like, we did not believe it. But lo and behold, the Avengers came to fruition and then some. But back then, we were just so excited. Like, the prospect of all these characters coming together in one movie. Just in 2008, it was unheard of. It was baffling. And now all the other studios want to copy Marvel and do the same thing. They changed the way Hollywood made movies forever. Next time on the marathon, we're going to go to one of the most forgettable movies in this universe. I wish we could just skip it, but we can't. We got to stick to the schedule. And so next time, we're going to smash with the Incredible Hulk. Thank you for watching.